Yeah, I'd like to add to that is that, I mean, things like I was not a big Solana fan, and this ecosystem, I didn't know it very well, and there's different reasons for that. I didn't really take the time for it. But when I got to talk to our tech team that's been developing in the back for some time and going to the hackathons and meeting the community, I started realizing there's probably more than I should know about it. And I think that more importantly, the technology that was built on Solana was really for that scalable mass market. And when we started our business in 2016 and 2017, our goal was always to do how to mix the off-chain and on-chain world, right? So how do you get the best of the FX, SEX worlds, stocks eventually, and how you bring DeFi. And essentially, Solana was the only way that we were able to aggregate order books, right? Because all other chains today is EVM. The EVMs is all about AMMs, right? And the central limit order books that you have today on Orca, for example, on Phoenix, was only possible on Solana. So for us, it was we had to go through Solana, and obviously today we're very proud that we finally got to our meta exchange, that we bring those two different worlds. So for us that's where I got to be a maxi on Solana and love it. And I think so that the end game, you know, with what we want to do for users is just to be ability where someone could place a trade. He won't figure out it's going to be eventually on this exchange or that exchange, but you're going to have a seamless experience. And I think so right now, just showing it backstage just earlier is like now with Swissborg today, anyone could create an account in Europe, fund your account with your credit card or their local currency, send it with Swift within a few seconds to a few minutes, and then exchange, get your best token, Helium or Solana or different other tokens, and you will pass through Orca or through Phoenix, but not necessarily even knowing it. Some people will be very happy about it, and some people just don't really care about where you're going, the route you're going. You're just getting the best price and the best service and the best experience. And I think so that's exactly what we've been working really hard for now over 7 years, and thanks to Solana, we're making it. So I'm super excited. I mean, if I'm able to take that question and not necessarily just look at EVM people, but the entire population, right? We have, let's say, 250 million people that are in crypto, probably have less than 1% of those people that are actually into DeFi. So that means we still have 99% of people just buying tokens and just figuring out on centralized exchanges, and that's probably the real stats. So I think what we see here is that there's been a lot of sexes that have their own political agendas on which chains and what things, tokens to list, and how these cartels essentially manage to do their things. Some of them are very open-minded and are very cool. Some of them have really pushed their own products, obviously, because it still is a war between blockchains, still a war against essentially stable coins and many of that in that thing. So I think so. What we need as well is these big platforms is ability to have listing of tokens that is more transparent and to make sure that there's volume on sexes and indexes as well. And I think so Swissborg for sure, I mean, we really want to because we had the problem of getting listed on sexes and all that. We went through that. We did all these ICOs. So we think that we need to recalibrate a bit, fight these type of cartels, and make sure that communities of different platforms could just list their tokens on these different platforms. And this is exactly what we're doing with Swissborg, and how we're going to be using different, Camino and different other amazing dexes like Orca in order to bootstrap this liquidity and then get listed on Swissborg by the community, and not because just one king or queen decided to make a favor or get a $5 million supply tokens for that listing. So, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that